I see from some of the comments that many of you are really starting to pick up the MMT concepts, which is great. I could see that in the questions you are asking and in your comments. Now, there was a comment here or a question from a commenter asking me to explain why imports are a leakage, okay? And I'll be happy to do that. So, imports are not a leakage in real terms. In other words, when we import, we get the real benefits of whatever it is we import. So, if we import cars or clothing or textiles or machines or food or anything, we as, residents of this country, as human beings, we get the real benefit of having those real goods and services. So in real terms, they're not a leakage. However, in the way that GDP is calculated, remember it's gross domestic product, which adds up everything that is produced domestically, which means they have to subtract out the imports. So that is a negative. The United States runs trade deficits constantly. It's not our fault, but that's a whole separate video that I could do on that. And I've explained that in the past, that in order for other countries to get dollars, which they need to buy things like oil, they have to run trade surpluses with us. It's not about, we're profligate spenders and all this crap that you hear. Anyway, imports are subtracted out of GDP because they're produced outside of the domestic economy, okay? You could also view it as a leakage to national income because that income, that money is paid to foreigners. Now, of course, I hate to kind of phrase it that way or describe it that way because it's, you hear it all the time, capital flows. It doesn't flow out anywhere. Dollars stay on deposit at the Federal Reserve. So, every time they talk about this, I cringe, like capital flows. It doesn't flow, it stays here. However, that's income paid to foreigners. So it's not part of national income. Okay? So anyway, that's why I said it's a leakage. It's a leakage in terms of the way GDP is calculated. So very high levels of imports, while they're fantastic in real terms for Americans, we get the cars, we get the clothing, we get the textiles, we get the electronics, we get the computers and machinery. In the way that would be a big negative, or it would be a drag on GDP. It would be a subtraction to GDP. So that's what I meant by that. And the other leakages that I mentioned, savings. People would think, well, isn't that that's kind of counterintuitive? It doesn't make sense. Like, don't we need saving? Savings is non-spending, non-consumption. So that adds nothing, that detracts from the economy, right? In order to have an economy, somebody has to spend, right? Because that spending flows to the income of whoever it is that produced that thing that person is spending on. What else did I say? Taxes. Okay, so national income, the government spends, it piles up in bank accounts, it's paid to firms and individuals, and then it taxes, it takes some of that back. Right? So that's a leakage. So you have this swimming pool, and that's the economy. The water in it is the economy, the level of the economy. The water flowing in, that's government spending, and there's leakages. The pool always has leakages. It could be what I just mentioned, savings. It could be imports. It could be taxes. So those are there constantly. Unless, we stop all those things, those are there constantly. And I don't think we're going to stop taxation, that's for sure. But anyway, so that's why I said imports are a leakage. But on the other hand, you really could think of it also as a positive thing in real terms. Like I said, we get the stuff. They get our paper money, our electronic money. We get the stuff. It's much better for us. It's too bad our policymakers don't understand this, because they want to turn us into like another China, where we work hard at low wages to build things and then send those things away for the benefit of foreigners to use, and we get their currency to use for what? I don't know. Okay, see everybody later. Bye.